Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Andy, and this is my first time doing this kind of like training log, and a little bit explain of my own personal journey towards the my upcoming marathon in September. I'll be doing the Berlin marathon in Germany, and looking from the screen, you can see that I actually start planning my trainings up to Berlin, and that falls on the week 29 over here on the screen if you look at the cursor. So right now I'm in the week 19. Yep, week 19. Yeah. So basically the objective of this video is to explain a little bit on my own personal journey, and maybe you could share some of my training methodology. Yeah, and of course nothing is always smooth. They're gonna be up and down. Yeah, so basically this week is down, and when I say down is like basically the body like felt sick uh because of the past 2 weeks on a week 17 and 18, which I had a very high volume. So the red line here represent the actual mileage per week in kilometer, and the blue with the dotted line represent the forecast. So I always like to plan my forecast and try to hope to achieve my forecast. Yep. So on the week 17 and 18, let's look at on the week 17 on my log. So on the week 17 over here, if you look on the left column over here, these are all the forecast workout in terms of kilometers, the day, the date, the days, the kind of workout, and the percentage. So how does this basically work is that the light blue represent the zone 2 aerobic, while the green represent the green zone, also aerobic but on the higher side. The darker brown represent zone 4, while the red color represent the red zone 5. If you follow the Polar, Garmin, Sunto kind of heart rate zone training workout, that's typically how the heart rate zone system works. So this is breakdown on over here. You can see these are the breakdown in minutes. Yeah, so you have, like, for example, here you have the 121 minutes in zone 2. So over here you have 34 minutes in zone 3, and this is how basically you interpret. Yeah, so over here on the right side is the actual executed with both quantitative and qualitative feedback for analysis. Yeah, and these are all the headers, which pretty much very straightforward. So you have the actual kilometers, percentage, the kind of workout you lock it, the durations, average pace in minute per kilometers, heart rate average in percentage, average step per minute, average stride length, and my vertical oscillations, elevation gain, and finally my own personal comment. Anything that is very subjective, very uh, qualitative feedback. Yeah. So based on the week 17, you can see that I have a forecast of 151, and actual executions is 158. So pretty much ran a little bit more than what I forecasted. Yeah. And on the week 18, forecast about 149, and I did 150. That's pretty much on track. Yeah, but the problem with it is that after 2 weeks of high volume, especially on the Sunday morning, which I ran with my friends, did the 26 light green means in zone 3, about 2 hours 30 minutes, about close to 5 minute pace. It's pretty much good in the aerobic zones, but the respiratory system is tired, even though I have a very low heart rate, and my neuromuscular system is kind of fatigued, especially towards the final 3K, even though it's still in the aerobic zone. So if you break down in the zonal system, you can see I clocked like 90 minutes in zone 2, 25 in zone 3, and 2 minutes in zone 4. Based on this data, it doesn't look very taxing. Yeah, but however, because of the accumulative fatigue from the previous week, so and the body is constantly under a lot of chronic stress. And on evening, I did like a shakeout, easy jog, like I don't know, 5:42 pace. Yeah, shakeout. But the problem is that I encountered rain, bad weather, and it was pretty windy. And in fact, I caught a cold from the weather. So that's why I felt sick on Monday and decided to take a break. And Tuesday, I'm glad it rained heavily on Tuesday as well. So it's quite erratic for weather, especially in Singapore, which is supposed to be sunny, but sometimes you cannot predict the weather. When it rains really, really heavy. Yeah. So yesterday, I decided to take a easy jog, like a 1 hour easy, just see how the body react. Still a little bit tired, but I guess I'm recovering. I have not seen a doctor, but I just let it recover by itself. And tonight I just did like 18 kilometers of aerobic run on gravel. So 1.8k of warm up to this place called Bedok Reservoir, which is basically gravel, softer on the joint, less impact to the joints, and ran a 15k worth of aerobic before I did like a 1 mile of easy jog back to the clubhouse. So for the 15k, I clocked like 80 minutes at about 5:22 minute pace, about 134 beat per minute for the heart rate average. So cadence 180, pretty much plus minus. That's my standard. Stride length shorter, about 1 meter. But the problem with me is that I do have very high vertical oscillations. So double digit, it's not a good number. As much as possible, you want to be effective when you run. Try to have a single digit in terms of the vertical oscillation. You want to translate that bounce forward, not up and down. Yeah. So compared with my previous aerobic run, the start pace should be on the lower side, but heart rate is still on the higher side. I'm recovering, but that's still not 100% fit yet. So based on tonight statistics or data, so including the warm up and warm down, I did like 72 minutes on zone 2, while like 21 minutes on zone 3. Zone 4 is like 3 minutes. Why there's a 3 minute in the zone 4 is because during the 5:22 average pace, I did a lot of mini surge, like a 10-second surge, like a fartlek, to get some kicking back to the body. So that explains why there's a bit of a spike in the heart rate. Yeah. So if you look at the overall top line forecast, this is what I'm supposed to do. It's about 126 during my low week. But I think based on what I see, it should be towards like a 90 to 100 kilometer. But it's okay. Why do I say it's okay? Because I have this kind of like block. One block for me constitute of 2 up and 1 down. 2 up of 2 weeks of high volume and 1 week of a recovery week. So 17, 18 are the high, while the 19 is the low. So basically on the 19th week, on the recovery week, I allow my body to rest, actively rest. I try to listen to my heart, listen to my body more than anything else. I even ignore my gadget at times, just listen to the body before I resume to another block of 2 up and 1 down again. So on the week 21, 22, we'll be going back to like 150-ish before I recover on the 23rd. Yeah. So hopefully I can replicate this block cycle until week 29, where I will prepare myself for the Berlin Marathon. Yep, that's all for tonight. Don't want to keep it too long. And if you have any questions, just feel free to drop me in the comment sections, and let's discuss from there. Alright, good night everyone.